Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm Lucas.
And we are two aspiring filmmakers making unnecessary commentary on famous movies.
Each week, we will randomly select a film to analyze, discuss, and review.
We will select the film at the end of each podcast, so you will have ample time to watch the movie before the next episode.
We are slightly qualified film students.
Hello.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Slightly Qualified Film Students. This week, we got our third Wes Anderson film.
I think this is our, I think this is the most we've done of a director, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably. I think so. Maybe Scorsese. No, I think we've
We've only done
how many Scorsese?
two, I believe, Scorsese.
Wolf of Wall Street, Silence.
Oh, we have done three. Scorsese, Raging Bull.
And Raging Bull. So we did 3. And just like with that, we've kind of done 3 pretty different Wes Anderson films. Obviously, we did The Life Aquatic, which is almost like a mockumentary.
Yeah. And we've kind of gone through his generational, like
his years.
Bottle Rocket was his first, and then Life Aquatic is pretty.
I mean,
good.
if you think about it, if you think about the timeline, Bottle Rocket is like about roughly 10 years before Life Aquatic, which is exactly 10 years before Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
So
and he hasn't really done too much after Grand Budapest. He did Isle of Dogs, right? And then that's it. And then French Dispatch is coming out.
And then French Dispatch.
Yeah. So Grand Budapest is
and Isle of Dogs,
most recent live action.
Yeah, his most recent live action. Isle of Dogs is really good stylistically. I love the look of it. But it's still his worst film. It just isn't as good. But yeah, no. I've only seen this film once before rewatching it here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I really loved this movie. I loved it before I rewatched it, and then I rewatched it, and I appreciated it so much more. Because the first time I watched this movie was probably 2.5 years ago at this point. Just when I was going through pretty much every Wes Anderson film. I was just doing my binge.
Yeah.
And now that I rewatch it with a more refined taste, I really just appreciate the way this story is told. It really plays out like a book, I don't know how to describe it, but I know that there's a lot of narration, and the way the plot is structured, where you're watching a writer, you're basically watching a girl read the book. And then the writer tell the story of how he wrote the book
through interviewing
and then
this guy.
Listens to the story. Yeah. So it's so many layers of meta.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just really love it. I think it's super creative. And this, to me, feels like the most fully realized Wes Anderson film. It feels like he's proven he can do everything, and now that he has this big budget, his biggest budget to date, he just went all out. He didn't have to compromise at all. He had the budget to make it such a fairy tale, and he did it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Other films, even the Royal Tenenbaums, it has that signature storybook feel, but you can tell that it's been limited a bit-ish by budget, because obviously he can't. This film is in a huge pink hotel in a fake country with the most extravagant characters and costumes, and just everything feels fully developed in the Wes Anderson style.
Yeah. This is without doubt my favorite Wes Anderson movie that I have seen. I think the only Wes Anderson film I haven't seen is The Darjeeling Limited, if I am not mistaken.
Right. The Darjeeling Limited is one of my favorites. I really love The Darjeeling Limited.
But yeah, this is definitely my favorite Wes movie. I would say closely followed by Rushmore. But
Rushmore's fire.
I don't know. There's something about this movie that it doesn't feel, even though it's probably the most Wes Anderson-y Wes Anderson movie, for some reason I just feel a higher emotional connection to this movie than all of his other films. Maybe it's just the fact that it's so perfectly polished and paced that I'm able to get into this film a lot easier than maybe the Royal Tenenbaums per se. Also, I love Ralph Fiennes so much that it's like he is the man, and I will love anything that he is in. That's probably a big portion of it.
Ralph Fiennes is a legend, man.
Yeah. He is, I mean,
absolutely
that
legend.
range. Like, look at this, his comedy skills in this movie.
Schindler's List.
And then Schindler's List, where he plays a cold-blooded Nazi. And then Lord Voldemort, where he plays a cold-hearted Voldemort. And then In Bruges.
Which I haven't seen. The English Patient, which I haven't seen because it's a romance from the 90s.
And then he brings that comedy
he gets
back.
His romance game on.
He is a legend.
Obviously, I think
this whole cast is pretty legendary. Although I will say, I feel like a lot of the cameos in this movie were very much just thrown in. But they're still very much welcomed.
Dude, it's fire. It's like a
amazing.
who's who of Wes Anderson.
And I think the French Dispatch is
Schwartzman,
supposed to be
Owen
like
Wilson,
10 times more
Adrian
like this.
Brody.
The French Dispatch is supposed to have like so many cameos.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll read a plot summary now. Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't already seen this movie, it's a very popular Wes Anderson film. So get on it if you haven't seen it. Gustav H., a concierge, is wrongly framed for the murder at the Grand Budapest Hotel. In the process of proving his innocence, he befriends a lobby boy. Yeah. It's like a murder mystery tale of this concierge at this legendary hotel, and then the eventual inheritor of the hotel, this immigrant lobby boy, Zero, played by Tony Revolori? Revolori?
Mr. Flash Thompson.
I don't know
himself.
Yeah. This guy. I don't know where he came from, but he somehow got cast in a Wes Anderson film, and the rest is history. I think he gives a pretty solid performance in this.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that it's like his first movie in some moments.
He gets the Wes Anderson tone, I think.
He does.
He plays it really well. And he's in the French Dispatch coming up. As is every single person who's ever been in a Wes Anderson movie.
That's in like a month.
Yeah, it's screened at somewhere, like yesterday. I forget what the festival was.
Venice Film Festival. Venice, they also had the new Edgar Wright movie premiere there.
Last Night in Soho.
I'm hyped. They're all coming out on the same day.
Yes, and Dune. Very exciting. Okay, so let's do some standout scenes here. Ben, what is your standout scene?
It's very hard for me to pick a standout scene because I love this whole movie. But I think that the scene that still makes me laugh the most is the auction scene.
Yeah.
Or like not the auction.
Not the auction. The reading of the will.
The reading of the will. Yeah. Where Jeff Goldblum, who gives a legend, like Jeff Goldblum's character is written so great. Like all his dialogue is so funny.
Is a never aging god.
He's a god. Oh man, he's so good in Life Aquatic.
And he's so old. How does he not age?
I don't know.
He's 68 years old.
All those years at the
He's
Playboy
68 years old.
mansion.
He doesn't look a day over
What can I
40.
say? Yeah. He's a legend. Yeah, no. But the will telling scene, that's my standout scene. Legendary, hilarious. Adrian Brody is also excellent in this film. I love him as the villain.
And Willem.
Yeah.
Mr. Defoe.
To me, that's just the funniest scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the punches. The punches. Yeah. That's
And
probably
also just like you are, but you're bisexual. So good.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes too. I'll also say my other standout scene is the jail breakout scene. I love that moment.
Yeah.
Very Shawshank.
With Harvey Keitel in a Wes Anderson
it's
movie.
Very Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. The entire escape is so funny, incredibly well shot. I mean, very
It's
impressive in the
visual
set
comedy
design too.
at its finest.
Just how they built that jail, so that even though they're in a jail, it can all still be symmetric.
Yeah. That legendary shot where they open the hatch down and there's just like that match cut. So funny. So good.
Yeah, that's definitely my standout scene, probably. I also love just like the giant shoot off in the hotel.
Yeah.
Any scene where
It's so
Edward Norton
ridiculous.
was in, Edward Norton.
Edward
made
Norton
everything
I love
better.
Edward Norton. Even though he plays some hateable characters, he's kind of a
You
legend.
love him as the hateable characters.
Exactly.
That's why American History
And you
X
love him
still
as the
works.
Hulk.
Oh, yeah, that's an exception. Actually, he's fine as the Hulk. That movie just sucks. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a quick break, and then we'll hop into the review. Okay, we are back. Hopping into story and originality out of 10. This is a very original film. It's a very, very cool concept. I love the idea of this movie. It's just it's about a hotel lobby boy and a concierge, and they're just going on their adventures
They're
together.
friends.
Yeah, it's great. And Ray Fiennes takes him under his wing, and they just go on their crazy adventures. And it's super Wes Anderson-y with hilarious other characters. And it's just a really fun story. I mean, I think there are definitely moments. I honestly don't love how this story is set up. The whole idea that it's a girl reading a book that is being written. Like, all of that, opening 20 minutes, I feel like unnecessary. I would have been just interested.
It's a little weird, but
in the story. I'm interested in the story. I don't need to know context on why I'm being told this story. I just want the story.
Yeah. I think the thing that makes that stuff I don't like the girl reading the book. I don't really like the author's stuff. But what makes that fine for me is the fact that because the story feels like an old storybook, it kind of feels exaggerated, It feels like you're being told a story from a friend that's exaggerating some of the details, but the main stuff gets across. I just like that vibe.
Yeah. And,
I'm never going to complain about this beautiful cinematography, but I do like the aspect ratio changes.
I do.
To fit the time.
That's fair.
But I do agree that it's a little much.
It's a little much.
I actually like the dining scene though, where they're
I think it works in the end because it makes it more emotionally impactful when he's like, Agatha, my love, and my newborn kid died. Also, Ray Fiennes got shot in the head. It's like, oh, then it hits harder.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, original story, so original. Straight out of Wes's deep, I don't know. This is the most Wes Anderson film ever. It really feels like he just got a budget and went all out with this crazy, unique story. I gave it a 9% out of 10. I don't think it's perfect, but I absolutely love this story. I think it's just great, man. It's heartwarming. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Mwah.
same. I also gave it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Let's move into beginning here. Beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
Not my favorite beginning. I will say.
No. I think that I honestly, I appreciated it more the second time, honestly. The first time I was watching it, I was like, man, this is so stupid. But now I'm like, you know what? It's beautiful, first of all. And I appreciate the writing of it because it, like, plays out like you're reading the prologue of a novel. I just like that. It feels like this whole movie feels like you're reading a book with, like, a prologue and an epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, author's notes.
Yeah.
And so I like that. Now that I kind of saw what he was going for with that, I appreciated it more. But still, not my favorite opening.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen this film in, it's been like 4 years now. But I remembered bits and pieces of it. But honestly, this beginning is just kind of underwhelming. They don't do much. It's just kind of setting up the rest of the story. And, that's about it. But I do like Jude Law and, what's his name? F. Murray Abraham as Elderly Zero.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good. They play off each other well. But honestly, yeah, very average beginning in my opinion. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 3% out of 5 as well. One of the weaker aspects of this film. But, let's move on to ending out of 5%. I don't think this ending is perfect once again, because obviously they got to cut back out. But, like, this ending hits hard, man. Because it ties everything together nicely. You have the nice parallel on the train where this time it's a different army, obviously, which is funny.
Yeah.
And Ray Fiennes still stands up for Zero.
And gets shot.
And then he dies.
I would have liked if they had shown him getting shot. Like, not in a weird way, I just think it would have hit harder. Like, there's something about...
Well, I think, I don't know. I like it, though. And obviously, then you realize, because Zero is basically inheriting everything because Ray Fiennes left it to him in that train deal.
Yeah.
It just ties it all together nicely. And then you cut back out to the state of the hotel now. And it all just kind of sinks in that, like that crazy adventure in the past is, like, would have been forgotten without this book. Because, like, this hotel is out of business now. Everything's different about it. It's all been, like, revitalized to, like, this 80s theme.
Yeah.
And, like, now you just got this little piece of history.
Yeah.
It's a nice ending. I like it.
Yeah, it's a sweet ending. I do like that they leave it on a pretty depressing note, which is, Wes Anderson does that quite often. He ends his films kind of just just does something really depressing to finish off the movie. But it, like, doesn't come off as depressing because the movie still feels comedic, even when you're watching your main character die. Like, there's something still that feels lighthearted about it, which is a Wes Anderson specialty. I don't know. It's not the most memorable ending in my opinion. It's I feel like it's memorable up until the Ray Fiennes dies, and then you have this, like, extra 3 minutes afterwards that I don't even really remember what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's I still think it's a pretty good ending, and I think it wraps it up nicely. I agree. I give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 4% out of 5 as well. Very, very solid. So let's move on to screenplay and dialogue. I mean, this is a pretty excellent screenplay, if I do say so myself. I love the dialogue in this film.
Yeah.
It's
the dialogue is perfect. It's so good.
It's old-fashioned, but, like, just the way all the characters speak is so funny. Jeff Goldblum's character, for example, with all his very formal, he's saying everything, like, he sounds like a lawyer all the time.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, man. This film just has such personality, as all Wes Anderson films do. But I feel like when he gets into this, because this is, like, the first time, pretty much, he's doing, like, an old, 30s film. And the way that they talk just feels like it was made for a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
Like, all these characters, they fit this story so well. I absolutely love Ray Fiennes' character. I think Gustav H. is written beautifully. This, like this, he likes the older women, you know?
Yeah.
Just this gentleman. And then Tony Revolori's, like, innocent, hardworking Zero. All the characters just feel like they're straight up, like, they feel so over the top, like they're straight out of this fable. And I don't know, man. The screenplay hits different. It's a great screenplay. I really love it.
Yeah.
Should have won the Oscar. Sorry, Birdman. It won the BAFTA.
Oh, I disagree with
And
that. I disagree with that.
Nah.
Birdman
This
has
film-
a superior
like-
screenplay, in my opinion. Dude, the monologues in Birdman are so good. It's written so well.
Nah.
Yeah,
I
Birdman's
like this more.
Yeah. Whatever. Mr. Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
I like the okay, I'll say this. The dialogue is perfect in this movie, I will admit. I think the dialogue is spectacular. Every word that is said feels like out of a poet's mouth. It's fantastic. The only thing this is screenplay and dialogue, and I don't think the screenplay is perfect. Mainly because there's a lot of voiceover. And you know how I feel about voiceover. I don't love it. I don't think the voiceover is that crutching for this film. I don't think it relies on it too much, like some other films do. But it's still there, and it's still unnecessary to some degree. I think there are moments where you can use voiceover because it's older Zero telling the story. But I think if you're going to do that, then cut away to present tense and show him instead of just having him voice over something that's happening. Because, you know, we can see it. Visual storytelling. We don't need to be told what is happening because we are smart audience members who are able to put two and two together through using our eyes. That's my only complaint with screenplay and dialogue. I think everything else is pretty much perfect. I love the way the story progresses, and this film is paced to a T. It's really, really well paced. Super entertaining. I just wish they had got rid of some of those voiceovers. So I gave it a 7 out of 8.
Fair enough. I had to give it full marks. The voiceover, it's just, I don't know. It feels right in this film to me. It doesn't annoy me. I like it. I don't know. It's not, I agree. Like, I think they could tone it down, but to me, this is still full marks for screenplay. Excellent screenplay. Soundtrack time. Out of 7%. Now, this is my favorite composer, well, scorer, I guess, for films. Alexander Desplat. Multiple-time Oscar winner. He won the Oscar for this film.
Yep.
And, like, there's a reason. The score is excellent. I love the score on this film.
I know you do.
It's so good.
I mean,
the theme song is so...
Yeah.
Like, I love the strings. It's one of my favorite scores of all time.
It's its own character, you know?
Yeah. It totally deserves the Oscar, obviously. It just, I don't know, man. The score has personality. It feels so upbeat and lighthearted. But at the same time, it's still beautiful because it's Alexander Desplat. And obviously he did The Shape of Water. He did The Imitation Game. I mean, this man has been nominated for Best Score for like 2 different movies in the same year. Because every score he does is just that legendary.
Yeah.
He's just the GOAT, man. He really is.
Yeah, totally. I mean, nothing will ever beat The Shape of Water to me. That score brings me chills. But I do like this score. I honestly think the score isn't like... It's just not as noticeable, in my opinion. Like, a lot of the film just... It kind of flows with it, which means it's a good score. You know, it's just... It's in the background and it's just kind of there. But it does have its own personality and it's like fun and interesting. It's not something I'd listen to, but I definitely think it's a solid 6 out of 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 too. Even though I think it's one of the best scores of all time, I'm still not gonna go out and listen to a score. And also, like, I have my standards so high for Wes Anderson because, like, The Darjeeling Limited, The Life Aquatic, and Rushmore,
I honestly
and
don't think
Blue
this
Oat
is the
Tenenbaums
best.
have literally...
I think Wes Anderson has better
No,
scores.
it's not.
Yeah.
Because Wes Anderson's soundtracks are just so
Yeah.
good. Like, pretty much every other film. Like, The Darjeeling Limited is literally the Kinks and the Rolling Stones. And, like, with a mix with, like, Indian-style score. And it works so well. It's so good. So I had to give this one the 6%. Even though it's, like, the best picture winner, best score, my favorite composer. But it's still 6%. Production design, though. Costumes and set.
Full marks.
I mean...
There's nothing
this
else to
film
say.
won
It's full marks.
Production design. This film won best production design and best costume design at the Oscars.
It's the best goddamn production design we've done, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's so the entire movie is a set, and it's so good.
Yeah,
Like
it's so good.
every element it's perfect. It's like there and it's built so well because everything needs to be symmetrical for Wes Anderson. So they have to build every shot so that it's symmetrical, and a lot of that has to do with set decoration also. But it's perfect, and the colors. I mean, the colors, the production design
pinks,
versus the costumes.
yellow.
I love me a good pink and blue color palette. It's the best color palette, pink and blue, and you get some good pink and blue in this movie. That's basically the color palette. I mean, this
film's
perfect.
relationship between the cinematography and the production design is incredible. First of all, the fact that they change the hotel depending on the year is brilliant, but also the pink old aesthetic plus 4:3 plus symmetrical framing plus the purple costumes plus it's incredible. It's really amazing. Wes Anderson, he has his vision.
Yeah.
And it's
then
been executed.
They execute it perfectly. I mean, Wes Anderson is obviously, every movie he does from now on is going to have a huge budget. Because he proved himself with the Grand Budapest Hotel. And I don't know, I'm assuming the French Dispatch has a huge budget too, right?
It does. This film, though, it only had a $25 million budget. Which, for the scale of the production design...
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, honestly.
The French Dispatch has the same,
25
million.
So I'm very excited to see what he does with the French Dispatch.
The French Dispatch, all I know is that it's like 3 separate stories all about the same newspaper.
Bro, I'm like, that's one of my most highly anticipated films of the year. And I'm not even a huge Wes Anderson fan.
That is my most... I've been wanting to see this movie for like 2 years. Because the original release date was like July last year. No, like 2 years, like a year and a half ago.
I'm excited to see a Wes Anderson film in theaters, like on the big screen, because I've never seen one.
Frances McDormand and Timothée Chalamet and Benicio del Toro and every person who's ever been in
Bill Murray, Adrian Brody, Willem Dafoe,
How
Owen
are they
Wilson.
gonna cram it? How are they gonna do it in an hour and 40
I
minutes?
don't know,
It's gonna be
but
insane.
they'll do. It's all gonna be cameos like this movie, but I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, production design full marks
so
without a
excited.
doubt. Full marks.
And I gave it the 7%.
Oh, there it is.
Because I like this film is just like a league above
That's true.
the other stuff we've done. I think that this film's production design will not be topped. Well, don't mark my words on that, because I don't
I'm
really
trying to
remember
think of
what's
other
on this
movies
list.
that would have good production design. I don't
Well,
know.
obviously something like, I don't know, Mad Max, like the cars are cool. That's like production design, I guess.
That's true. Yeah.
Or like something big, like the new Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, but we don't have those on the list because
We don't have those.
why
so.
would we have those on the list?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not.
Location selection. Out of 6. Oh, honestly, I think I'm a little I don't think I fully understand what is location and what is production here. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give it full marks also because it tricked me.
Like, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Like, it's the locations that I can think of off the top of my head are the barley field that they stop in.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the shots in the town squares and
But
stuff.
I feel like the town
Anything that's,
squares are
like,
even set.
extra. I feel
Because
like
they're so perfect.
I feel like they've been dressed up.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
with 25 million. I don't know if you can
That's true.
really.
That's
make,
true. It's just because of the
Like, I think that
symmetry.
they're-
I guess they just found symmetry. I don't know.
They found symmetry and they probably just decorated
Yeah.
it to hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. There's something. This movie is just constantly beautiful. So, locations are perfect. That's full marks without a doubt. Even though probably a lot of this is just set decoration, you still have to find
Yeah.
that symmetry. So, full marks.
I mean the hotel that they shot in. It's on a set, but they did find a real building, like a real old hotel that they then transformed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like on a soundstage.
Yeah.
So props to that too. Yeah, full marks.
Okay, let's
We'll take a break now, I guess.
Yeah, quick break.
And then we'll come back for the second half.
Second
of the
half of the
review.
review. Okay, we are back.
Okay,
Cinematography time.
back
Now.
now.
I mean, what can I say? What can I say?
I'm giving cinematography full marks
Without a doubt.
because I love. Oh, okay. Not only is Wes Anderson's symmetrical framing already like my favorite, but now it's 4:3, and like all these whip pans. It's just like the pinnacle of Wes Anderson cinematography. It really is.
It is.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's so
The
good.
color palette is
It's
perfect.
So good.
The complementary color palette is on point. You know, I wrote an essay.
Every shot is so perfectly framed.
Bro, I
Like,
wrote an
it's so
essay on
perfectly
color
framed.
in film, and I purposely did not talk about the Grand Budapest Hotel because it was too obvious. Because anyone who
Hey, there
ever
you go.
writes something about color talks about the Grand Budapest Hotel. The color palette is perfect.
Which ones did you talk? What movies did you talk about then?
I talked about a lot of movies. Good Time,
Right.
La La Land.
Mm.
You got
Yeah.
I roasted the Great Gatsby. Absolutely roasted it.
The Great Gatsby. I haven't seen it, and I don't think I will see it.
Yeah. But yeah, this is pretty much a perfect looking film throughout. And it's so good that like halfway through the film I stopped even caring how good it was. Like I was like, yeah, I get it. Like there was a point where I was like, he's just showing off now. Like now I'm not even paying attention.
Once you get past the jailbreak and you're like on those trams up. Oh my god, I forgot about how funny that scene is. Where all the monks are like, "Are you Gustav H?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Switch places. Are you Gustav H? Yes, for crying out loud. Confess. But I'm innocent. No. Dude, that scene is so good. Maybe that's my standout scene. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cinematography,
10 out of 10. Easily.
Amazing.
Okay, editing.
Robert Yeoman, the GOAT. I think that this film is edited very well. Great comedic timing. But like on a pure editing scale, it's not as impressive as some of the other films we've done. There's some really great edits in this film. Like I think that this film is edited to a T. But like I'm trying to find ways that I can not give this film a 100%. And like if you look at this compared to some other films we've done, like I don't know, something like I don't know, like The Master, Children of Men. Those films have very good editing, I feel like.
Yeah, Raging Bull, Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah. They just
Yeah.
Those are films that are defined by their editing, and I feel like this film is good editing, obviously, because you don't really notice it, but it's not being. That's not the forefront. in terms of its technical stuff. But I mean, still, it's got
Yeah. I mean, I
cuts.
really like the editing in this film because the pacing is so good. Like,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
good. Like, as you said, you thought this film was like 2 hours, and it's, you know, it's a good length.
It's like an hour and a half without
Yeah,
credits.
it's like an hour and 35
It's
minutes.
so crazy.
And that's...
And it feels so full.
Yeah, because they jam-pack so much into this movie in a very short amount of time, which makes it highly entertaining, super fun, and you get, like, just... You get to see so much, and I think that's all to do with editing. Everything's quick and snappy.
Yeah.
You know, you got lots of whip cuts. You got lots of all that Wes Anderson cuts. It's not perfect editing. It doesn't really stand out, but I think it's above average. I definitely think it's above average.
Yeah. Totally. I agree. Yeah. And like it just feels right. When they choose to cut back to zero, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, the pacing. They're able to fit this grand big story into an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no all the scenes are so fast paced in this film. There's not really very like long drawn out scenes that you feel like take too long. And the transitions between scenes are quick too. Like they don't have like they'll have one high intensity scene right after another one. You know, it doesn't feel like they try to space it out. It's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Intensity.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I gave it a 7 out of 8. I think it is of the 7 caliber. It's not full marks, but I don't think it is on the same caliber as the 6s.
I gave it a 7% too. Pretty much agree. CGI ski chase too is fire.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Acting out of 10.
Acting. I think that there are some great performances here. Ray Fiennes, what a legend. These aren't Oscar worthy performances, but like they're still just so fire. Like Ray Fiennes is perfect for this role. He's such a cheeky bugger.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Brody as the villain, I love him. Willem Dafoe as the tough guy is brilliant.
Yep.
Jeff Goldblum is insanely good.
Yeah.
Even someone like Jason Schwartzman plays his character super well, like the disinterested concierge. You can tell that this is just the star-studded cat. Oh, also Tilda Swinton, by the way. Hilarious performance.
As the old lady. I only
can tell that
realized
he
now
picked
that it
all
was
these
Tilda
people.
Swinton.
Yeah, she's the old lady.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good makeup.
Yeah.
It's good makeup and hairstyling. Yeah, it's you can tell that he's handpicked these people because they obviously have the Wes Anderson technique down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, this film did win Best Makeup and Hairstyling too, by the way,
yeah.
at the Oscars.
Uh,
that, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design,
Yep.
and Best Score. That's
Big
it.
winner. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think Ray Fiennes, Edward Norton, peak performances for me.
Yeah.
I just there are moments throughout this film where I feel like the acting suffered due to just throwing an actor in for the sake of throwing an actor in. For instance, Bill Murray. I don't want to roast Bill Murray here. But he does nothing. You can tell he was given that script like 30 minutes before they shot it. And they were like, okay, action. And he just said those lines. Lucas Hedges. He's there for two.
What
he
a
has
guy.
2 lines. But he has literally stated that Wes Anderson gave him, like, literally called him up 2 days before shooting, was like, yo, you free to come and just shoot this? I mean, this happens. And there's a lot of, like, one-liner cameos where it's like, yeah, it's cool that they're there. But if
like,
we're
this is so before Lucas Hedges was a thing.
yeah, but I know he can give a better performance.
Oh, of course. But like, well, first of all, how old was he? It was
He was like
2014.
19, 18.
I think he would be even younger because he's only 24 right now, and it's been 7 years.
17?
So he'd be like 17.
Yeah, but then he didn't. Oh no, Manchester by the Sea was like 4 years later.
They just got him in it because he was in Moonrise.
Yeah, I know. But I do think that that's where some of the acting suffers a bit. And I don't think Ray Fiennes and Edward Norton, as beautiful as those two men are, I don't think they can bring up the acting to like that 9 out of 10 that I've been giving many other films. I think that the acting is a solid 8 out of 10 for this film. 8 out of 10.
Fair enough, but I think that these performances are just too hilarious for me not to give a 9 out of 10. I mean, I don't know. All the performances feel so funny, and I do agree. Some of those cameos feel a little weird, but also they are kind of dope. Like the Society of the Crossed Keys part, they have the train conductor from the Darjeeling Limited is one of the guys. It's literally just everybody who's ever been in a Wes Anderson movie gets to do something.
Yeah.
I love that where they're all at different colored hotels. That's so cool. Yeah, I gave it a 9% out of 10. I agree. It's not like incredible Oscar-worthy performances, but you got it's comedies, so acting for comedies, it's harder.
It is. That's true.
Entertainment value out of 10. Now, being that this film is one of my favorites of all time, this film is just one of the most entertaining films to me. End to end, I could watch this film. I could watch it again right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could watch it again right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I love this movie. I have to give it full marks.
Oh!
I have to give it full marks for entertainment value. I have to do it. I've done it for
Life Aquatic.
I did it. Wait, I did it for Life Aquatic and Bottle Rocket.
You did it for Bottle Rocket too? Damn! It's only the Wes Anderson films that Ben can give that 10.
It's only the Wes Anderson movies. Because they're Wes Anderson, I could just put on one of his movies no matter what the circumstances is.
Yeah.
And just love it.
Yeah.
He's my guy. He's got me covered. I gave it full marks. And this film is so concise too. And it's so hilarious. It's so good.
Definitely.
I had to give it the full marks. Because, everything, too. All the cinematography, all that. If you're not watching it for the hilarious one-liners, you can just, watch all the sick framing and whip pans.
Totally. Yeah.
It's an amazing movie.
I mean, this is so entertaining. I had so much fun rewatching this film. I have it on DVD now, and I'm very happy about that, because I know I will rewatch this movie. I can throw it on anytime in my beautifully organized DVD cabinet that I have.
We should do a DVD review, a DVD haul.
A DVD haul. Yo, I have to load up that cabinet before we do a DVD haul. But it's getting loaded. It's halfway loaded. Yeah. I mean, this film's so entertaining. It's so concise. It's paced perfectly. I mean, it's
But Lucas has to save his 10 out of 10 for La La
I can't
Land.
give this a 10 out of 10 because it's not.
If it's
at
not
the end of the day,
even-
it's not a film that I'm gonna watch over and over again. But it's definitely a high 9 out of 10. It's probably the most entertaining film. Okay, maybe not the most entertaining, but it's one of the most entertaining films we've done so far. But I'm reserving that 10 out of 10 for my
for La La Land.
and my Scott Pilgrims, my Hangovers even.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim's getting an 11, dude. I don't care.
That's true. That's very true.
No, it won't.
I think it will, honestly.
Scott Pilgrim, I could genuinely watch anytime.
Yeah.
Straight, I could actually watch it 2 times in a day.
Yeah.
Type of film.
Yeah.
What a god. What a.
Well, okay, technical achievement. Final category here. Technical achievement. It's an easy 14. It's an easy 14.
Yeah. It's an easy 14.
There's nothing pulling it down.
It's not the best, and there's nothing that makes it
over the top.
The best technical movie of all time.
Yeah.
I think we should have just sent it and given Children of Men the 15.
Honestly, I can't believe we
did.
didn't give Children of Men the 15. We were much harder on
We
movies
should've.
back then. We were much harder.
We
on
were.
them.
Yeah, 14 easily. Yeah, that wraps up our review.
But stick
We'll
around.
come back, tally up our final scores. But
Spin the wheel.
stick around because
A.
we're gonna spin the wheel, and then
You get
we
to
got
hear
our number 90
to 81,
81
best movies of
films.
all time.
These are, yeah,
That's big.
they're getting really
They're
good.
getting good.
We're getting up there.
Okay.
We have tallied up the final scores.
Yep.
For the Grand Budapest Hotel. This one's going to be high. This is one of my 5-star films.
Ooh.
And it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It is
all
a great
around.
movie. It's a fantastic
Yeah.
movie.
So, after putting everything together, my overall grade for Grand Budapest Hotel is a 92%.
Damn.
It's high. It's high, but it has to be high. It
Yeah,
has to
that's
be.
fair. It's your 6th, or I shouldn't spoil.
It's 6th.
I shouldn't spoil.
Well, yeah, but the thing is it's changed because I rewatched it and I put it higher.
Oh, that's true.
Because when I looked at it, I was
okay,
like,
92%.
yeah.
Now I have a pretty high score too.
92%.
It's not quite as high, but I feel like this is I feel like I was even being generous here. I give it an 89%. 89%.
There we go.
Which averages
So
out
92.
to a was that 91? 90.5?
It's the same as Shame, so it's a 90.5%.
90.5. Okay.
It's the exact same as Shame, except the roles have been reversed.
Okay. So Ben's gonna argue that the
I'm
Grand Budapest is better than Shame.
Obviously. So we're gonna have to go.
And I know that Shame
To-
isn't gonna have as high of a ranking.
Well, you don't know that.
Sadly. I think I do. I feel like a lot of people don't like Shame because of
Shame has a 7.2 on IMDb,
Yeah, there's no way
and the Grand
Budapest
Budapest
has less
Hotel
than that.
has a 8.1. So the Grand Budapest Hotel is objectively a better movie.
It is not objectively
And,
a better movie. People
I'm
just
kidding. I'm
people
kidding.
just hate on Shame
kidding.
because there's too many Michael Fassbender
I like
penises
Shame.
in it.
I like Shame.
Yeah.
Shame's in my top 100. You'll see where it is eventually.
So that means the Grand Budapest is our six. Damn. Number 6. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it's really good.
What's that above? It's above Silence.
Yeah.
In between Silence and Shame.
I really love Silence.
I love Silence.
Yeah.
Bro. I love
Silence is so
Silence.
good.
Also Nocturnal Animals. And Inglourious Bastards. We have
Nocturnal Animals is really
a
good too.
stacked top 10. A stacked top 10.
Our top 10 is full of legendary movies.
Nothing has beaten Children of Men out of first place, though. I'm just saying.
I don't think anything ever will.
I mean, like, the Drive and Eternal Sunshine probably had the best shot. They didn't quite get there.
I'm
Not even
looking at
close. Eternal
I-
Sunshine probably had the best shot. Because we were very close with Eternal
Because all the
Sunshine.
okay, if 2001: A Space Odyssey goes on our wheel and stuff, I would straight up probably give 2001: A Space Odyssey a 100%, because on every level that film is perfect.
As you can tell, Ben is a film nerd.
David, come on, 2001:
seen
Space
it.
Odyssey, you have to see it. You have to see it.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
I know.
It's
but, like, also...
You'll
It's
hear
like-
all about it in our top 100.
Hey,
things.
I watched Citizen Kane, okay?
This is different.
That
This
is my
this is a-
placement of film nerd watching movie.
fair enough.
Citizen Kane.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's spin this wheel. Let's see what we're putting on for next week.
Let's do it.
I'd love another DVD. Honestly, the chances of a movie landing on something I have on DVD is very high now. Because I'd say I probably have 50% of these on DVD.
There you go.
But it was very fun to throw on the Grand Budapest and just, like, pop it in. And, like, watch the extras, too. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's spin this wheel.
Let's do it. Also, this week, The Tree of Life by Terrence Malick is going to be on our list.
Ooh.
So
I've never
that's
seen
cool.
The Tree of Life.
Neither have I, but I've heard it's crazy, and I'll
Everyone
probably
says
like
it's-
it a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let's spin this wheel. Here we go. We are... Oh, wait. QuickTime. Recording. And we are spinning in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Do, 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 do. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. We have landed on 7.
Aww.
Fucking 7. Bro,
Damn.
oh god.
I've never seen 7.
What? How? How?
I've never seen.
How? No.
Why?
Bro, that is
No.
criminal.
Hey man. I've never seen 7.
How have you never seen 7? Okay. All I can say is 7 scarred me as a child. It, like, deeply, deeply scarred me.
I mean, I literally know, like, the whole plot of 7, dude.
Yeah.
I've had it spoiled. Like, I know the whole what's in the box shit.
Bro, I
I know how
can't
it
believe you've
ends.
never seen 7. That's crazy.
I know how it ends, I know.
Well, everyone knows how
But
it
also-
ends.
I know.
What's in
but,
the box? What's in the box?
Because he fulfills the anger part or whatever. And the other
bro,
guy's
you gotta
greed.
watch. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you just watch 7. 7
I'm
is
going to watch
crazy.
it.
I got the collector's edition DVD for 7, which means
Oh,
I
yeah,
even have behind the scenes footage and stuff. That's hype.
That's cool.
Okay, let's hop into our 90 to 81 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. This is from last week. We
Mm-hmm.
Ben and I have had some changes, but we're gonna ignore those changes and we're gonna tell you what our 90th to 81st favorite films were last week.
Yeah.
Let's go. You go first, Ben. What is your 90th favorite film of all time?
My 90th favorite film of all time is the first in a series, and the whole series is on here.
Ooh.
Is Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, The Fellowship
This
is
is my least favorite Lord of the Rings, but that's not
could
saying much
you?
because I
How
love
could
them
you?
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like, to me, the last time I watched these, I watched all the extended cuts, and the first, 2 hours of this movie.
I've actually
are
never
extremely-
seen The Fellowship's extended cut. I've seen the other 2.
Oh god, dude. They're literally at the birthday party for an hour. It's so long.
How? In the normal cut, it's only 20 minutes. Not even. It's 15 minutes. Bro,
Not
that's
no, I
hilarious.
don't mean they're at the party the whole time, but setting up for the party,
Oh my god,
all that stuff.
that's crazy.
It's really long.
I've never seen the
But-
extended cut, nor probably will I.
I mean, yeah, no, you don't need to do it. But I love this movie, but to me, it's just the least interesting and action-packed of the trio. Even though I love that, I really love the stuff in the Mines of Moria. I obviously love the stuff in Bree, when he's fighting the 9 ring wraiths, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And obviously it has a really awesome ending
Yeah.
where he takes Sam with him down with the boat.
And they
But,
go orc hunting.
it's just not the best Lord of the Rings movie. It just isn't.
Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring is much higher
Yeah.
up for me in this list, but my 90th favorite film is a film I just recently watched, called Heat. Now, Heat
Heat.
stars Al Pacino and
Michael
Robert De
Mann.
Niro, and it also stars
And someone we
Ben
know.
and Ben,
Jerry Trimble.
Ben and myself's buddy Jerry Trimble.
Yeah, our buddy.
Our buddy.
Val Kilmer.
who he's in it. He's definitely in it.
Mm-hmm.
Heat was awesome, man. I was watching it while I was building my DVD cabinet, which I then had to take
I have
down.
not seen it. I haven't seen it, but because
It's think about
from what
Catch
I've heard-
Me If You
From what I've
Can.
heard of my dad, here's what my dad says.
Okay.
Heat has some of the most legendary, like, heist sequences. Like, he loves all the action, but he cannot stand the romance, he said.
The romance.
Like, he thinks that the Al Pacino...
No, Al Pacino. It's Robert De Niro.
stories.
Robert De Niro has a romance.
Yeah.
Ah,
and he
that's
says
like
it's
that's
not
like
good.
that's like maybe 20 minutes out of the 2.5 hour long film. I this movie was highly entertaining, and it's 2.5 hours, and I enjoyed it throughout. To be fair, I was building my DVD cabinet while watching it, but I was still very much enjoying it. It's like Catch Me If You Can, but with a lot more guns and a lot more swearing. And the ending was so good. It was like pretty much a perfect ending. And, you know,
Nice.
who doesn't love Al Pacino and Robert De Niro just like going after
who
each
doesn't?
other?
I'll check it out one day. One day I will watch Heat. For sure. Okay. My 89th film. This is gonna upset Lucas. That is low. But my 89th film is The Social Network.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say The Killing of a Sacred Deer, but now I realize it's higher.
Yeah, no, that one's way higher. No, The Social Network is my 89th favorite film. I love The Social Network. It's a great movie. It's got some great editing, great performances. I like the way the story is told. I don't like Justin Timberlake at all in it. I'm not gonna lie. Justin Timberlake's annoying. I don't know why Justin Timberlake is in so many movies.
Because he's Justin Timberlake.
I know, but he's not a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like The Social Network a lot. I think it's great. I don't know. There's no real reason why I don't love The Social Network as much as other film nerds love it.
It's too mainstream
just-
for Ben.
It's just, well...
Too many film
kinda.
nerds like it. But
It's just...
2001:
Like,
Space
I
Odyssey.
like it. I like it, but there's nothing in it for me that takes it to the next level of filminess, you know?
Okay.
It's, like, really solid all around, but there's no one aspect that I just, like, love in particular. But I
Yep.
still think it's great. 89th favorite film of all time. Obviously, David Fincher is a great director. This film
Yes, he
is
is.
directed beautifully.
Should have won Best Director. God damn. Tom Hooper.
Over
Mr. Katz director.
Mr. Katz.
The man who directed Cats has an Oscar for Best Director over David Fincher. Do you realize how depressing that is? My
Yeah.
89th favorite film is The Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
Classic
Nice.
horror movie.
Classic.
Anthony Hopkins, fantastic performance.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Everyone knows this movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's my 91st favorite movie. It's super suspenseful, and yeah, everyone's seen this. Everyone knows. Everyone knows the deal. It's my 89th favorite film.
Yeah. Everybody's seen it. Yeah. Alright. 88. I have a Scorsese classic.
Ooh.
Mean Streets.
Ooh.
This is early Scorsese, his first collaboration with Robert De Niro. And
Yep.
it's very simple. It's just like a small time gangster trying to rise his ranks, trying to figure out life in the mob and all that. It's a very simple story. It's got some hilarious scenes, great dialogue.
Yep.
And it's really cool to watch this early Scorsese movie because you can totally see like Henry Hill in this guy. You can totally just like watch the beginnings of all other Scorsese gangster movies right in Mean Streets. And like I'm not going to pretend like it's Scorsese's best, but it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that long. It's only like just under 2 hours. And it's just a great entertaining watch if you're into that like Italian cheekiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my 88th is our first of 4 Quentin Tarantino movies in this list. Django
Nice.
Unchained.
Oh.
Django Unchained is
a brutal movie.
It's a pretty brutal movie, but I do think it is one of Tarantino's most entertaining films. I really, really enjoy watching this movie. Not in a weird way. It's just fun to watch, you know? Like, who doesn't love Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz shooting a bunch of people? Like, come on. It's great. Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, every other film post is about his performance in this movie. Because, you know, his whole smashing glass in his hand. Everyone's seen that.
Yeah. We know the deal.
But, yeah. I mean, Christoph Waltz is honestly the standout performance in this movie. Won the Oscar. But I do love Django Unchained. It is my fourth to favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I've seen all of them. But we got 3 more to come, which are higher up the list.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah. My 87th favorite film is Baby Driver, the Edgar Wright action film.
Baby Driver.
This film is just so entertaining. It's got amazing editing. I love the car chases in this movie. It's one of my favorite action movies for that reason. I think that the story and the screenplay are the weakest parts. But still, it's charming. The character of Baby is charming. Like, the love, it's not very good. But, like, at the end of the day, when I watch Baby Driver, it's because I want to see some really dopely filmed car chases that are edited to perfection. Stunts are on point. Music is incredible. And it's just an action-packed 2 hours.
Yeah.
Gotta love Baby Driver. Gotta love Edgar Wright.
It's no Carey Mulligan, Ryan Gosling romance, I will say.
It's true.
Yeah, Baby Driver, pretty good movie. I will always have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder against Baby Driver, because I love Drive so much, and I got protected at all costs. We're at 87. My 87th favorite film is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We've reviewed this film. It's a great one.
Yeah.
It's fantastically animated. We
Go check
reviewed
out
it.
the review.
We reviewed it. I'm going to shut up. 87th favorite film, Into the Spider-Verse. Gotta love it.
Yeah. 86. I got Pulp Fiction. My first Tarantino film, I believe. And it definitely is not the last. Pulp Fiction. You know, if I had to say one thing about Pulp Fiction, it's that if they cut out all of Bruce Willis's stuff, this film would have been much better.
I agree.
That's all I gotta say.
I agree. I agree with that statement.
Scene, like, of the torture is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It just makes it longer. I think, you know, this film's already like 2.5 hours long. So
yeah.
Just cut that stuff out. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are legendary in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's a great movie. Everybody's seen it.
I have to rewatch Pulp Fiction. I just gotta rewatch it, because for some reason, even though everyone ranks it as the greatest Quentin Tarantino film, for some reason, I've never really loved it, you know? It's always been, like, pretty low on my Tarantino rankings.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, my 86th favorite film. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Bruh.
I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter was my childhood. Harry Potter was my entire life as a child. And, you know, the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the conclusion and the most brutally violent of them all. I know I sound like a child saying this, because every child I ever meet tells me that this is their favorite movie. But guess what? It's not my favorite movie. It's my 86th favorite movie. So, there you go.
Right.
Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. There's another Harry Potter movie on this list that's higher up. But, there you go.
Alright. 85. We got an early Coen Brothers film called Miller's Crossing. This film is hilarious. And my dad always used to quote it, like, throughout my whole life, and I never knew where the quotes were coming from.
Right.
And now I know. This film is like if the quotability of The Big Lebowski met with an Irish gangster movie, and that's what it is, and it's hilarious. If you like Coen style humor, this is for you. It's just really funny. Go check it out. Early Coen stuff, you should all check it out. I mean, they were making bangers right off the bat with Blood Simple, Raising Arizona. You know, I should make a Coen Brothers ranked list, because I just realized I've pretty much seen all their movies. Like, I've seen their first movie ever and stuff. But yeah, this one's really good. Go check it out.
I gotta watch that. I haven't seen that one. 85. We got Mr. Darren Aronofsky. We got Black Swan.
Ooh.
Black Swan.
I love Black Swan.
85th favorite film. Honestly, I want to rewatch Black Swan. I haven't seen Black Swan in a very long time. I think it's been a solid 4 years. I watched a lot of movies 4 years ago, Ben. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Black Swan is a great movie. Fantastic ending. Brilliant performance from Natalie Portman. And it's pretty much the perfect psychological thriller. It's one of the best out there.
Yeah.
It just really captures the idea of playing with an audience's mind and just being highly intense in a weird, psychotic sort of way. I love this movie. 85th favorite movie of all time.
Sweet. All right. 84 for Ben. We got The Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh. A little higher up than
Yeah. Yeah. I love The Wolf of Wall Street. It's hilarious. It's pretty long, but every year or so, maybe go watch it. Got some of the most hilarious scenes in cinema. We already reviewed this one, so just listen to our review if you want to hear my full thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, my 84th favorite movie is Paul Dano's directorial debut called Wildlife. This is Paul Dano's directorial debut, and it's one of the best directorial debuts I've seen in recent years. I put off watching this film for a very long time because I thought it would be kind of boring. But then I was like, I gotta support my boy Paul Dano and watch this movie. So I did, and it's brilliant. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal, Carey Mulligan, two just amazing performances. Just out of this world performances. It's a fantastic film about like coming of age, family drama. It's highly intense drama. I don't know. I love it. Paul Dano, direct more movies.
Great. What a guy. Yeah. We'll see where he goes from there. My 83rd film. Is this my first foreign film? Was there a foreign film in my other...
You had Night, or what was it called?
Yeah, Night on Earth is not really a foreign film because it's American director. There's just like parts that are in other languages. But this one, Japanese movie called Blade of the Immortal. Now this movie is absolutely insane. It's about this immortal samurai who's just on this quest to like kill this dude. The first time I watched this movie, I straight up did not have subtitles, so I actually did not know what was going on. But it's so beautiful, and the action is just so insane and brutal. Because, like, this guy's immortal, so, like, he's getting his arms chopped off and stuff, but he's just still fighting. And you'd think that a movie about an immortal guy wouldn't be entertaining because there's no consequences. But, like, I don't know, there's something weird. There's, like, worms in his blood. So if he doesn't... just go watch it. So it's hard to explain because I feel like there's also some bad translations going on. But Blade of the Immortal, it's beautiful. It's an awesome samurai movie, and yeah, if you like action movies, go check this one out. Got some great choreography, beautiful cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, my third favorite film is Moonlight, another A24 film. Best Picture winner.
Yeah.
Even though La La Land should have won. But whatever. Moonlight. You know, what can I say about this film? I haven't seen Moonlight since it first came out. When I was like, I don't know. That would have been like 5 years ago. But it still sticks with me. It's one that you remember. It's one that you keep thinking about. There's a lot of fantastic moments in this film. Barry Jenkins is a fantastic director. The soundtrack of Moonlight is just gorgeous. It's not quite on par with If Beale Street Could Talk, but it is a fantastic soundtrack. And Barry Jenkins is a fantastic director, and I want him to do more films because his style and way of telling stories is truly beautiful. Moonlight.
Awesome. Okay, my 82nd favorite film, Lucas literally just talked about it, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
There it is.
82. We reviewed it. Go
We
check
did.
out the review.
Yep.
One of the best animated movies of all time.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, another film we have reviewed, The Farewell. My 82nd.
Oh, nice.
The Farewell. Another A24 film. I love The Farewell.
It's good.
I love it so much. It's, so much relatability to me. Love it. Yeah, we reviewed it. Go listen to the review. The Farewell.
Yeah, that's going to be a common theme. Okay, my 81st film, so ending this week's little section,
There it is.
another Martin Scorsese movie.
Ooh, what is it?
Called Shutter Island.
Ooh, Shutter Island. I like it.
Shutter Island.
I like
this
it.
movie blew my mind when I first saw it. It's got one of the most memorable plot twists.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Ever, and it's just awesome. Like, if you haven't already seen Shutter Island, just go watch it.
Yeah,
And
if it
try not
hasn't
to
been
get it
spoiled.
spoiled.
Yeah, don't get it spoiled, because if you watch that movie already knowing the plot twist, it's so
there's no
much
point.
fun. Like, that's one of those
It's
movies
so
I
much
would
fun.
pay so
Trying
much
to
money to
figure
get
out-
to rewatch, like, for the first time.
For the first time without knowing anything.
Yeah.
Because you think that you're discovering the stuff about one thing
Yeah.
when he's subliminally telling you all the stuff about another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Go watch Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Okay, my final film of this week is a film I love, but will probably never watch again, even though I do own it on DVD.
Is it Requiem for a Dream?
It is Requiem for a Dream. This is a
Yeah.
fantastic movie that I will...
It's really good.
I have zero interest in ever rewatching.
That's funny. Everyone I've talked to, it's the same thing. It's like,
Have you seen Requiem?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I will not.
Would you
be
rewatch
doing
it?
That.
No. I don't think... You know, maybe if time has passed and I'm, like, showing someone for the first time, I might rewatch it. But,
Yeah.
this is not a film I'm going to watch in the near
It's
future.
really hard to watch.
Because, dude, it's brutal. It is, it is super, super brutal.
It's a horror movie, bro.
The ending, it's not even a horror movie, but it's so...
It's not a horror movie.
It's so,
The subject
like,
matter is horrific.
depressing, and the ending
And-
is so just like, it's one of those films that makes you want to vomit, but like in a good
It's
way.
one of those films that makes you never want to do drugs.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a good film. They should just pop this movie on
Anti-drug PSA.
instead of doing like drug
Yeah.
education. Just pop this movie on and be like, hey, don't do heroin.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream. So that closes off our next 10. You can hear our 80th to 71st favorite films next week.
Next week.
And
After we review.
check out our Instagram,
I already forgot
S_Q_,
what film we were doing.
_F_S, where we have very beautifully personalized posts of our favorite stills from the movies with our favorite quotes from the movies and the numbers, so you know what number it is. It's very exciting. Yeah. So that pretty much concludes this episode. Next week, you are going to come here and listen to 7 because Ben has somehow never seen 7 before. So this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if I already know that it's going to be disgusting.
I don't want to hype it up too much because I feel like then you'll be underwhelmed. But it's a really good movie.
Like I already know so much about it, and I feel like I will really like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. hear my thoughts next week.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Slightly Qualified Film Students.
Make sure to tune in next week for a new film discussion and review.
Our theme song is Slightly Sexy by Thompson Springs.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a like.
Send us feedback and comments as well as your thoughts on the film. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at S_Q_F_S.
If you would like to send us a question or a comment for next week's episode, you can email us at sqfilmstudents@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.